Hello, and welcome to a LifeVantage business opportunity presentation. My name is Greg Dieker, and along with my wife Angelique, we live on a small ranch south and east of Denver in a little town called Elizabeth, Colorado. We've been part of the LifeVantage family for the last 5 years, and it has been one of the greatest gifts anyone could have ever given us. Do me a favor, take a minute and thank the person that put you on this video today, and tell them thank you for offering you this gift. Today, I get to share with you why I believe this is the greatest business opportunity and the greatest gift anyone could hand you. I personally want to thank Dr. Gary Campbell, my longtime friend who shared this with me, and who without sharing this gift, my life would be completely different. When you take a look at the logos for all these different companies that are on this slide, I want you to think about something. What do the people that invested in them have in common? The companies themselves are quite different. Some are internet-based, some are network marketing, some are traditional brick and mortar businesses. So what did their investors have in common? Well, very simply, the investors that made scads of money off these businesses had one very clear thing in common, and that's called vision. They had the vision to get into these businesses early and have faith in their growth. They believed that they could be something special, and in the end, they were the ones that were rewarded for their investment and for their vision. So does it really matter whether or not you're a network marketing company or a traditional brick and mortar? Not really. What matters is being first. Today, I get to share with you a business opportunity that you can be first in, and you can be one of these visionaries. But before I share a business opportunity with you, I think it's important for you to have a tool to recognize a business opportunity. You've got to know one when you see one. Peter Drucker is a world-famous economist. He gave us these 5 elements: timing, compensation, product, system, and company. He says any good business opportunity is going to have those elements. What I've done for you is laid them out on something I call the opportunity wheel, so that you can have a visual representation of how important they are. Clearly, timing is huge. If you can't be early, it's nearly impossibly successful. Think about it. Would today be a great opportunity to bring out a competitor to Microsoft? Seriously doubt it. I don't think they could ever wrestle any market share away from them. Compensation, you want to be paid well when you work hard, right? But how about being paid residually? How about being paid again and again and again? The wealthiest people in the world have learned how to leverage others so that they can get paid whether they're working or not. That's the kind of compensation I'm looking for. Products, for me, products need to be consumable. They need to be, people have to be reordering them month after month after month. They have to be something people want, need, and they add value to your life. How about a system? Everybody knows that McDonald's is one of the fastest growing and most successful franchises in the world. Why? Because they have a system. People that purchase McDonald's franchises go get the training, they learn how to do the business, and they follow the system. At the end of that, they have all the tools they need to be a success. Would you buy any business and pass it up if they didn't have a system? Absolutely you would. You're looking for a system that shows you previous success so that you know you can be successful. Last, how about the company? Good leadership, solid financials, great relationships in the marketplace, good history behind them. All of those things fit into being a great company. So with that, now that you know how to recognize a business opportunity, what I want to do is overlay the LifeVantage business opportunity on top of it. Let's start with the company side. The upper left-hand corner is Doug Robinson, our CEO. Doug, after just 2 years as our CEO, is invited to sit on the board of directors with 21 other CEOs for the Direct Sales Association. Imagine the tens of thousands of network marketing companies that are out there, and our CEO, after just 2 years here, has been asked to sit on their board. I think that says volumes about the quality of Doug. Dave Phelps, he's the gentleman in the upper right-hand corner, is our Chief Sales Officer. Dave has been the architect of taking other companies from also-rans to network marketing juggernauts. He currently is in charge of our sales operations. Dr. Sean Talbot in the lower left-hand corner, the author of 12 books on nutrition, the winner of the Fittest CEO contest in the United States, a world-class competitor in his age group as a triathlete and the formulator of multiple nutritional products that bring value to people's lives. Took over as our Chief Science Officer here in 2014. Could we ask for a better team of people leading our company? I don't think so. This company is publicly traded. It is on the NASDAQ. That gives you the ability to have transparency and look at our financials. If you go look at our financials, you'll see that 5 years ago when we changed the model from across the counter to network marketing, we were only making $3.5 million a year, losing $1.5 million. Our stock was 7 cents a share on the bulletin board. 5 years later, try $214 million in sales. No longer in debt, $27 million cash in the bank, and as of this presentation right now, our stock's sitting on the NASDAQ at about $1.30. Was it the right choice to change models? Well, absolutely it was. How about relationships in the marketplace? Now, even if you're not a soccer fan, you probably know that it's a huge sport. Well, let me tell you how big it is. It is the largest and fastest growing sport worldwide. It is the fastest growing sport in the United States. It is popular from children to people in their octogenarian ages. The bottom line is it is played everywhere. Now we have a relationship with Real Salt Lake of Major League Soccer. We are their jersey sponsor. That 10-year deal we did with them is providing immense exposure for our company. And even though we're only in 7 countries today, the flags of which you see at the bottom of this slide, think about this. The entire world, which is soccer crazy outside of the United States, they're seeing LifeVantage everywhere now. When we move into those countries, and we will have a lot of international expansion before we're done, they may not know what LifeVantage does when we show up, but they're going to know who we are. Think of that name recognition as you explode into a brand new country. So do we have good corporate leadership that knows what they're doing? Absolutely we do. So, where do we stack up for a company on the opportunity wheel? Without a doubt, we meet the requirements. Now let's talk about the system. No different than that McDonald's I mentioned to you earlier, LifeVantage has a system. It has a system of training events, like our global convention we hold once a year, our elite academies we hold 3 times a year. 7 other times a year we hold local regional events called premier schools. At all these events, you as a distributor get to be trained, educated, motivated. You get to meet other people, develop relationships. You've got online media available to you via LVN Media to train there. Life Lab, that is the brainchild of Dr. Sean Talbot. He's now creating videos for us for all the science behind all of our products. The bottom line here is LifeVantage does have a system. When you enroll, you get that system, and you get help in learning how to use it. My experience is the people that follow the system tend to do well. The people that don't follow the system tend to struggle. If you got a choice which you're going to do, I think you're going to follow the system. So do we have a system that stacks up? Absolutely. Now let's talk about our products a little bit. 4 product lines, category creating, unique, consumable, science-backed. They've got patents. They've got studies behind them. They're about a $500 billion marketplace set of products today that's headed to $1 trillion in the next 5 years. All of them help you look better, feel better, perform better. Could you be in a better spot from a product category? I don't think so. Let's talk just a little bit about each one of those. Our newest product is called Axio, guilt-free energy. Now let's face it, you're sitting there, I bet you've used energy drinks before. Nearly everyone has. And even though we've used them, we always knew in the back of our minds they weren't good for us. Too much sugar, too much caffeine, a big crash on the back end of it, not a good product. Well, how about having a product that's guilt-free, that doesn't have all that added caffeine, all that added sugar, no high fructose corn syrup, low in calories, low in carbs, non-GMO'd, and in addition, it's not just bodily energy, but how about brain energy? How about real fuel for the brain to make you more efficiently and have energy in your mind, have energy in your mood, not just in your body? Well, that's the opportunity you have today with Axio. 2 products in Axio, one called Volt, which is the quick hit of energy, the green, another called Endure, which is the red. A little less energy, but it lasts longer. Both of them loaded with brain food. And here's the cool thing I love. They come in paper packets. You don't need to lug a bottle or a can around. You just find a bottle of water, put the packet in, shake it up, you're good to go. Talk about feeling better and performing better, without a doubt. Now, Protandim has been our flagship product since we launched in 2003. This is an incredibly unique product that does something no other product on the planet does. In fact, we are the only product the FDA allows to say that we reduce oxidative stress by an average of 40% in the first 30 days. Now, if you've never heard of oxidative stress, that's okay. But you have heard, I'm sure, of free radical damage. And if you haven't heard of free radicals, you've definitely heard of antioxidants. Well, antioxidants is what doctors have been telling us for the last 30 years to take to combat free radical damage in our body. They've just given it a name now. They call it oxidative stress. Here's the problem. Oxidative stress is what ages us. It is what causes our body to break down over time. It is what causes our body to rust internally. Now, when you've consumed antioxidants in the past, for every antioxidant molecule you consume, it would attack one free radical and be flushed out of your system. The fallacy to that formula is it doesn't even touch 1/100th of 1% of the amount of oxidative stress that's in your system. So what's the answer? Well, the answer is Protandim. Why? Because Protandim does something incredibly unique. It activates a channel in your cells called the NRF2 pathway. When you activate the NRF2 pathway, it causes your body to naturally produce antioxidant enzymes. Not antioxidants, but enzymes. Those enzymes, they attack free radicals on a 1-to-1 million basis, and they're not flushed out. They keep on working. So can you imagine that if your body, every cell in your body, is producing these enzymes, that you can significantly reduce oxidative stress? That's how it works. And why is NRF2 important to you? Well, that could take me a long time to explain, but here's what I would suggest you do. You can go look this information up. You can Google it if you want, but another alternative is go to pubmed.gov. This is where the National Institute of Health and the National Library of Medicine has created the largest repository of peer-reviewed medical science in the world. You can go there and you can look up NRF2. You can see how many studies have been done on it. When you look up oxidative stress, you're going to find that there's been 137,000 studies done on oxidative stress and some other condition in the body. The simple fact is, it's directly related to the top 200 medical conditions that you and I both have. And you can't get away from it. If you consume oxygen and food to survive, when your cells convert the two of those into energy, you get free radical damage. You get oxidative stress. You absolutely cannot avoid it. Now, if you'd like to see some of that information in a video format, I suggest you go watch the ABC Primetime special that was done on this in 2005. Now, despite the fact that this special was done in 2005, I can tell you now that it's every bit as poignant and every bit as accurate today as it was in 2005. Just go to YouTube or abcliveit.com and watch that 9-minute video. Talk about feeling better, performing better, without a doubt, Protandim. #1 supplement on the market today that every single person should be taking. The next product line I want to tell you about is called LifeVantage's True Science. True Science is our skincare regimen where we've taken the same formula that's in Protandim and put it into a skincare regimen. You now have the inside out, outside in approach to your health using Protandim inside your body, using True Science on the outside of your body. Talk about looking better, feeling better, performing better. This product has it. There's a lot of information about this product on our website. Feel free to go to lifevantage.com, click on the product button, and you can go look at all this stuff on the skincare regimen. Let's face it, I'm a guy. We're not the world's greatest about skincare, but I'll tell you what, I use this product. I love what it does for my skin, and more importantly, I love how my wife says it makes me look. And how about our canine friends? Have you ever heard the old statement that 1 canine year is 7 human years? That's because dogs have 7 times the oxidative stress humans have. So what did we do? We took the same formula in Pro Tandem, and we put it into LifeVantage Canine Health. Canine Health is what you're going to feed your dog every day. It's a chewable tablet. It tastes like liver and chicken. Dogs eat it right up, but it addresses oxidative stress, as well as they've added some omega-3s and some collagen in there to help the dogs with their eyesight, with their joint health. It's the best product any dog can be taking today. So those are the 4 products. One-of-a-kind, category-creating products that have no competition. If you want more information on our products, once again, go to LifeVantage.com, click on the product tab, and you can see everything there is about our 4 products. So, does LifeVantage have great products? Yes, we absolutely meet the needs of the wheel. So, now let's talk about compensation. But before I talk about comp, I think it's probably important to talk about how you get involved in this business. It's very simple. You're going to join with something called a Vantage Pack. A Vantage Pack costs $630 plus shipping and tax. Your $630 will get you $535 in product, $95 in sales material, and an e-commerce website that you can use to promote your business, to enroll your customers, and also to see everything going on in your business in the back office. It's a website that the company manages, maintains, and takes care of for you and does not charge you for it. So what's your real risk? Your real risk is $95. That's the only capital you're risking. Now that you know that, you want to know how you get paid. Well, the company pays you 6 different ways. 3 of those are for going out and sharing the LifeVantage story, and 3 of them are building long-term residual income. So let's start with the first 3. The first 3, number 1 and number 2, are paid out on a weekly basis. Those 2 combine for $210 paid to you on a weekly basis for each of the first 3 Vantage Packs that you enroll. So if you enroll all 3 in your first week, next week you'll get a check for $630. If it takes 3 weeks or 3 months or 3 years, you'll still get those 3 checks. Now once you've reached 3 and you're at number 4, you get a raise. You go from $210 to $260. And that goes from number 4 on into infinity. Now, if at any point in time you enroll 3 people in the same calendar month, you get the number 3 bonus. Now this bonus pool fluctuates every month based on how many enrollments we have, but it's a few $100s every month. Why would you leave it laying on the table? If you've got 2 people in your business this month, go get a 3rd, get a share of that pool. If you've got 5, go get the 6th to get 2 shares of that pool. Again, these are the 3 things that the company gives to you, 2 paid on a weekly basis, 1 paid on a monthly basis, that reward you for going out and sharing the LifeVantage story and having people join your business. Now let's get into the part I'm excited about, and that's the monthly residual income. That's that income you get for doing something once, but you get paid for it again and again and again. Part 4 of the plan simply pays you on the orders processed in your entire team. So as you enroll people, and they enroll people, and they enroll people, and you build this huge organization, what happens is every time an order gets placed in your business, 9 checks get cut. So a little of that's going to roll up to you. The larger your organization, the larger the checks are here. Part 5 is called the generational matching bonus. It gives you a matching bonus based on the checks that your people get paid in that business in number 4. So when the people on your front line, the people you've personally enrolled in LifeVantage, get their check in number 4, you get a 10% match. You get a 5% match on the next 4 layers below that. Imagine that you enroll someone who enrolls someone who enrolls somebody who enrolls someone that you don't even know, but they turn out to be a superstar in this business, and they're getting a $10,000 a month check. You are going to get matched. You're going to get $1,000 a month for every single $10,000 check they get. And that's on everyone on those 5 levels of your business. Can you see how the generational matching bonus can be huge? Trust me when I tell you it is. Now the last way, and one of the most important ways this company pays, is called the Elite Bonus. Everyone in the company is ranked Pro 1 to Pro 10. If you're a 7 through a 10, you're an Elite distributor. I am blessed to be an Elite Pro 9 in LifeVantage today. As an Elite, the company takes 4% of the global volume of the company every month, and they put it in a pool. They break it up into 4 1% chunks. All ranks of the Elites share 1%. The 8s, 9s, and 10s share another. 9s and 10s share the third. The 10s get 1% all themselves. Is it good to be a 10? Sure, because you get 4 shares of the pool. But here's what's more important than any of that, and that is the culture that is created in this company. Because you see, when you're part of this pool, you're being paid on every single bottle of product shipped worldwide 24/7. Imagine that. Every month you get paid on every single sale in the company worldwide. Let me ask you this, does that happen at your current job today? Do you have the ability to get paid on every single order? Seriously doubt it. If you're working for someone else, seriously doubt that you can. But the culture it's created has been amazing. Why? Because we know that in order to grow this business to where we want, we've got to work together. There are only 155 elite distributors in LifeVantage today, and we know to get to be a billion-dollar company, and that's something we want in the next 3 years, we're going to need 500 elite distributors. So we do this together. Doesn't matter whose team you're on. We share resources, we share training, we share opportunity meetings. Why? Because we want you to grow. Because when you grow, the volume of the company grows and that elite bonus grows. No other company in the entire industry, none, does this like we do it. Here's the beauty of this entire plan. The more you do of 1, 2, and 3, the faster number 4 and 5 are going to build, and the sooner you get to be an elite distributor. That is the beauty of the LifeVantage compensation plan. Now I could put together a formula for you and show you how you could potentially make money in this company, but I like even better showing you the real income that is being paid out today. Think of it this way. Most companies pay lots and lots of money to their top distributors, and everybody else struggles for years and years until they get to that elite level. Well, look at the bottom 6 ranks in this company in that total annual payout. If you add that together, it's easy to see at a glance that that's the bulk of the money. It's 71% of all the commissions paid out every month are paid out to our bottom 6 distributors, not to the top ranks. No one else is balanced like that. Now I want you to run your finger down that monthly average commission column, and I want you to stop where you see a number that would make a difference in your life. Is that a number that would get you a new car? Put money in the bank for your kids' college education? Maybe just make it a little bit easier for you to pay your bills every month. Let me ask you, did you know that the federal government said last year 80% of all bankruptcies and foreclosures could have been avoided by $400 a month in additional disposable income? Well, at $570 a month for our Pro 3s, we have tens of thousands of people making that kind of income every single month, and most of them create it in less than a year. What if that number you're looking for is $1,100, $2,200, $5,600? I would challenge you, don't think of that $1,100 as $1,100 a month. Think of that as over $13,000 a year. Can you go ask for a $13,000 raise on your job? Probably not. But can we help you build that kind of income in the next year? Absolutely. Many, many people have done it. If that number was $2,200 for you, is that plan B money, plan A money? I don't know. But that's $27,000 plus a year. There's a lot of people in this world that don't make $27,000, but we can show you how to do that on a part-time basis. If it was $56,000, that's what an architect, business manager, office manager, registered nurse, that's what they make. Can you imagine being able to build that kind of an income on the side for yourself, not even working this full time? It's very possible. But maybe you're one of those people that's looking for elite level income. You're looking for world-changing income. Well, take a look at what the 7s through 10s get paid. Trust me when I tell you this money is real. The checks are cashing. I am blessed to be part of this organization and be able to earn the LifeVantage lifestyle. Now here, I want you to change your thinking for just a second. We call this the retirement formula because most of us, let's be honest, don't have a retirement. In fact, according to the federal government, 96% of Americans will never retire because they won't be able to afford to. Well, let's think about how we can create retirement income for you. And let's think about how you can do that in network marketing versus traditional business. Now, look at some of the ranks down the left side. We're going to show you the incomes 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8, the average monthly income. Now, I want you to think about how much money you'd have to have in the bank, how much money you'd have to put away on a regular job to earn that kind of interest every month. Now, I went shopping for CDs last week, and the best rate I could find at my credit union was 1.15% on a $100,000 CD. I thought, wow, that's amazing. That is so low. So I went looking on the internet, and sure enough, on the internet I found CDs you could get up to 3%, but that was the best I could find. So for illustrations purposes here, we're going to talk about you having a savings account that you're getting paid 6% on. That's double what the market is offering today. Think about this. How much money would you have to have in the bank at 6% interest to create what our Pro 3s are making today, $570? You'd have to have $114,000 in the bank. Worse yet, think about how long that would take you to amass in a regular job. Now, according to the federal government, the mean income in the United States today is just over $50,000. Let's double that to 100 and say you were saving 10% of it every year and earning 6% on it. Now, first of all, we know people aren't saving 10%. In fact, most people are saving nothing. And who can get 6% on their money? But just for illustrations purposes, let's reach out there. It would take you 8.8 years if you were making $100,000 a year, saving 10% a year at 6% to equal that $570. But what you've done by working with LifeVantage is you've essentially created this virtual savings account. This virtual account where you've put a large deposit in based on your hard work that now is paying you on a monthly basis. Let me ask you this. How do you do that when you don't even make that kind of money? Well, very simply, it's by your hard work, your sweat equity. You create that virtual account out there. Look at the Pro 5 income, $22.51 a month. It would take you $450,000 in the bank to create $2,200 a month in residual income, in interest off that account. That would take you 21 years to save that amount of money if you could save 10% on a $100,000 salary. Now let's jump way ahead and let's talk about something even crazier. Think of it this way. If you have an 11-year-old son or daughter right now, and they could go to work tomorrow for $100,000 a year, they could bank 10% of it every year from here on out and get 6% interest on that money. 65 years from now, they could retire on the kind of income that our Pro 10s are being paid. Let me say that again. 11 years old today, they start a $100,000 a year job tomorrow. They work that $100,000 a year job for 65 years. They'll be 75 years old at 10% savings, 6% interest. You would be able to have the equivalent income to what our Master Pro 10s are earning today. And you know something? Every one of our Master Pro 10s has built that kind of a business in less than 5 years. So you have a choice. You can spend the time now, put in 5 to 7 years and build the foundation, build the business, create that stream of income for yourself. Or you can work for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years of your life to create that. You just got to decide which way do you want to go. The last part of the compensation plan we call the My Life Venture program. We get trips to beautiful places. The picture on the left is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. We were up there last year. Amazing, amazingly beautiful place. And on top of that, they do things very specially when it comes to the car program. Every other car program at every other network marketing company in the world is a loan or a lease payment. As long as you're qualified for it, they give you the payment. If your business happens to go backwards, guess what? You might not get that payment anymore. And on top of not getting the payment, you still owe the payment on the vehicle. They'd have no skin in the game. Those companies have nothing in the game at all. You could go out and get that loan or that lease all by yourself. You don't need that company. You don't need to work for them to be able to get it. But LifeVantage, we decided we didn't want to do that. We decided instead we wanted to hand out the title and the keys to vehicles. So once you become an elite distributor and hold that rank for a year, you get the keys and title to a Jeep. This is my Jeep standing in the middle of the Arkansas River in Salida, Colorado on one of our weekend outings at one of our distributors' places down there. Talk about a beautiful life. Talk about freedom. Wow. This is truly your opportunity to chart your own freedom with LifeVantage. So, do we stack up when it comes to compensation? Without a doubt, I believe we do. So let's get on to the last thing. That's called timing. As you heard me say earlier, if you can't get me in early, I don't think I'm interested. And we've all heard in the network marketing business that in order to make the big money, you got to be early. Well, let me prove to you that you still are early in this opportunity. Peter Dieker created the business S-curve. He says every company launches, and in the next 2 years, they've got to find a way to get through that danger zone. That zone when 85% of all new startups fail, no matter the industry, the financial backing, no matter what. But if they work long and work hard, they get busy, they're going to get to a point where more people are looking for them than they're looking for, and they're going to become branded. And when you become branded, it's called critical mass. Your business starts to grow. No matter what you do, it's going to continue to grow. It gets momentum behind it. We all remember the dot-com boom, right? When companies seemingly came out of nowhere overnight. Did they really come out of nowhere overnight? Or did they launch, go through this danger zone, hit critical mass, become branded, and hit their lick? People figured out who they were, what products and services they had, and said, I got to have that. That's what happened, isn't it? Well, this company hasn't gone through momentum yet. In fact, it's considered roughly about $4 million a month in distributor-generated revenue is the threshold for network marketing companies to move into momentum. Currently today, we're sitting at $3.6 million. Why? Because 80% of the business that LifeVantage does today is customers, not distributors. Only 20% of that $214 million we made in our last fiscal year came from distributors. So that's about $3.6 million. So you tell me, are you in early? I think it's pretty obvious. Here's what's even more important. When we go through that momentum phase, according to the Direct Sales Association, 80% of all of the growth of this company in the history of time happens in that window. What's even more important is that 80% of the commissions ever paid out in the history of the entire company will go to the distributors that are participating between now and the time the company hits critical mass. This is a statistic from the Direct Sales Association. It's not one we made up. They know it based on decades of experience of tracking other companies. You've got to be in before momentum hits if you want to make the big money. So, do we have timing on our side? I think without a doubt we have timing. Company, systems, products, compensation, and timing. In my mind, LifeVantage stacks up. We have it all. So my LifeVantage journey begins in January of 2007, a couple of years before I even knew LifeVantage existed. I was working for an anti-spam, antivirus company, loved the people, loved the products. We were doing great things and growing fast. Until the venture capitalists decided that the company had 2 product lines, and moving forward they were only going to keep one. Just so happens I was in charge of the one that they decided not to keep. Out the door I went, and with it went my $250,000 a year salary. 2 years later, the bank account's empty, the savings is gone, the IRA is gone, the 401k is gone, the house is gone. We've lost everything. My wife and I lost our $1.5 million dream home that we built with our bare hands. With it, our entire retirement that was invested in that house. We pretty much lost everything but our pride. When I finally did find a job, I found a job as the dog catcher for the county sheriff's office. Little lifestyle change, you bet. From $250,000 a year to $40,000, no home. But I always believed in network marketing. I always believed that there was something that would come my way, so I kept looking. But this time, I didn't find it. It found me. It found me in the way of an invitation from my chiropractor, Dr. Gary Campbell, who I will always be eternally thankful that he invited me to take a look at LifeVantage. I'm in his office one day, and as I walk out the door, he says to me, Greg, what are you doing tonight? I said, nothing. Why? And he said, come back at 6:30. I have something I want to show you. I came back and I heard the LifeVantage story. at the end of listening to the LifeVantage story. I knew this was something I had to do. I knew it was my opportunity. You see, I'd done network marketing before 7 times and never made enough money to even pay my expenses. So I knew what it was like to fail, but I kept looking for the one that I knew I could succeed at, the one that could meet my needs. Does that sound familiar to you? Are you one of those people out there who's done network marketing 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 times before and never had success? Well, I never understood before why I never had success, but I do understand it now, and that's why the LifeVantage story is so different. So as I walked out of his office that night, I knew I had to do this, but see, I had a problem. I was broke. I didn't have any money. No way I could possibly come up with the enrollment to get in LifeVantage. But what I did have that I knew I could get rid of quickly was a tree. Just so happened that tree was in my front yard. A friend of mine that was in the tree business had offered to buy it from me for $1,000 more than once. So my first call went to Steve, the tree guy. And do you still want the tree? He said yes. Said, be at my house tomorrow morning with your tree spade, a check for $1,000, the tree is yours. And then I had to go home and explain to my wife that I was doing one of those things again. Steve came and got the tree the next day. I got in LifeVantage, and long story short, 18 months later, working every night and every weekend, putting in the hard work it takes to build a business, I was able to retire from the sheriff's office on 4 times what the sheriff paid me. I don't tell you that story to brag. I tell you that story to tell you it's real. It works. It can happen, and it can happen to you if you're willing to put the effort into it to make it happen. Now, for the last 3.5 years, I've done this full time, and we've more than doubled what we made at that stage of the game. Is LifeVantage a success story? Absolutely it is. And it can be a success story for you if you want it to be. So, you're at the point now where you can't unlearn what you just found out about. A company with category creating products and no competition, with a strong compensation plan, a training system, corporate backing, everything that it requires. But you're going to have a little vision. You're going to have to believe that your future is out there, and it's out there as part of LifeVantage. You're going to have to be willing to take a risk, because are we still a young company? Absolutely. We've been here for 5 years. 5 years is a drop in the bucket in the greater scheme of things. Do we still make mistakes? Absolutely we do. But we're a company that's growing. We're stepping over our mistakes. We're keeping moving forward, and we're making things happen. If you have a vision for being part of something like that, LifeVantage could be exactly what you need. The best way to predict the future is to create it. You can create your future here. The future that my wife and I have created here is beyond anything we ever dreamed that we would create. It's nothing that we would ever have been working for somebody else. Because we know as long as we're working for somebody else, they're leveraging us to build their dream. I invite you to understand that you have an opportunity here to invite people to join you. Your friends, your family, your coworkers, people you're in your church, people you work out at your gym, people that are hungry, people that want to make more money, people that want to change their lifestyle, people that want to put their kids through college. You have a gift to offer them, and if you offer that gift right, you can build a huge organization, and you can start creating leverage for yourself instead of spending your time leveraging someone else. Everything I know about LifeVantage since I got in it has gotten better. Compensation plan's been improved 3 times. The product line, wow, we started with 1 product. We now have 4 products. We used to have only 2 scientific studies. Now there's 16. We had 2 patents. Now there's 9, both domestic and international. Our financial position, we were in such dire straits. We were 90 days away from bankruptcy at any given moment when I started. Now we're a debt-free company that's growing, has money in the bank. Stock's gone from the bulletin board to the NASDAQ. Great leadership. Wow. I don't think you could ask to be in a better place. So everything I know about this company, everything I know about it has gotten better from day one, creating more and more opportunities for you and I to have freedom in our lives, to create multi-generational wealth. Everything but one thing has gotten better, and that's timing. Simply every day that you wait is 1 day less you have to go build this business. That's 1 day less you have to go talk to people and share this. That's one more day that somebody else can go be out there and be talking to the people that you would have talked to, and you would have shared this opportunity. So I'm going to invite you to get in. If this is something you want to do, get with the person that invited you to see this video today and tell them, I'm in. And when you do that, don't dabble. Don't just stick your toe in the water and see what it feels like. Jump in with both feet. Go till the water's up above your eyeballs and start swimming, and go to work. Give it everything you've got. If you do that for the first 2 years, and then from there on out, keep working hard, 5 to 7 years from now, and that in the greater scheme of things is a drop in the bucket, 5 to 7 years from now, you will have the kind of wealth that creates the American dream. And what is the American dream? Well, to me, it's complete control of your time and the financial resources to spend it the way you want. Doesn't matter if you have all the money in the world. If you don't have the time, what good is it? You need them both. Network marketing as an industry, LifeVantage as a business, can give you that level of freedom. You guys have to decide, do you want it? Go to work, put one foot in front of the other, and continue to create your LifeVantage lifestyle. I want to thank you for being on this video today. If anything at all I said intrigued you, get back with the person that shared this with you and tell them, I'm in, I'm out, or I want to know more. But make a decision. Make a decision where you're at in this and move forward. Because every day you wait is a wasted day that could make all the difference in the world in your life. This is Greg Dieker from Elizabeth, Colorado. Thank you very much for spending your time with me today. I look forward to meeting you at a LifeVantage event down the road. Take care.